Welcome to Winning Wall Street's Money. Help support my channel. We need to get to 1,000 subscribers pretty much as soon as possible. So then I go live streaming because YouTube policy, they won't let me go live until I have 1,000 subscribers. Thank you to all the folks out there that have subscribed to my YouTube channel. If you have not yet, please take this moment now with helping me. Click subscribe. Next, click the bell. And next, click all. This helps you receive a notification when I post my next videos. Plus, click the thumbs up button and every time you watch my videos. If you got value from this video, if this was helpful, then please consider sharing a small monetary donation to my channel by going below and clicking on either my Patreon or PayPal links. If you join my Patreon page, then you'll get early access to these videos 24 hours before they're posted on the YouTube and lots more. If you prefer just leaving a small tip, click on PayPal. Either way, then you get that warm sense of satisfaction years down the line knowing that you helped me become a successful YouTuber.
Saturday, May 28th. Looking at the monthly charts because the end of the month has already occurred. Look at the futures market, the broad futures market. Futures market's a different exchange than the US equity market. Futures market has different categories. It has equity indexes, fixed income, metals, energy, agricultural, livestock. Yeah. So we're going to look first at most of the commodities, but I'm going to include the fixed income bonds in US dollar. /ZB, Zulu Bravo's 30-year US Treasury bond. That was the high 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, because we're almost halfway through the year, so 2.5 years ago. Here we are now at the low, below the low of last year, below the year prior there, and took out that swing low also all the way from back there. It's 2019. So the trend is down still. What do we determine the trend? Well, the high, we made a lower high than the prior month, and the low month than the prior month. Trend is down. I drew a Fibonacci from the top of the trend there to there. We didn't test the midpoint of the prior month yet. But notice we did close green for this month. Huge wick on the bottom. I drew that zone across it horizontally, potential retest in the future. But this here, we closed within that prior candle month. Interesting. We may see a retracement. What we call a retracement? Well, on a fundamental basis, if the Fed decides to lower interest rates, this goes inverse. The Fed is also talking about, or hinting, they may raise interest rates too fast, too much, and that they're open to changing them in the future. Well, the future could be so far out. Yeah, just words they're talking because they want to reduce the fear of scaring the market sell-off. Yep. Again, we'll see what happens, but this is interesting again. Interesting. Let's take it to the US dollar index. Huge correlation between the US dollar index and the fixed income bonds. Why? Well, typically when the US raises interest rates, any nation raises their interest rates, it strengthens their underlying currency. Let's look at the US dollar. So far, prior month, let's zoom in. Last month, that big green candle, we took out the swing high from 2.5 years ago. Let's remove that. And this current month here, or actually the top of last month, we're taking out that swing high from all the way back then, meaning that the dollar was at all-time new highs for that period of time. And for the month, the first month for this year, we made a red candle. We closed red. We closed inside the prior range. Well, that could be a signaling. Also, that interest rates are, one, not going higher going forward. Two, the interest rates may be pulling back down. Three, less confidence in the US dollar. So many fundamental possibilities. Again, but trading opportunities each direction. So I already labeled the huge wick horizontal area. We're going to see if we're going to target down to this midpoint, because it may be just retracement. The dollar is still really strong, folks. It is strong. It's a retracement that's occurring. And don't forget, US dollar has an effect on all commodities. Let's still look at those commodities. We'll start off with the energy commodities. Crude oil /CL. Remember, in the futures market, the symbols all start with a /CL. Green for the month. Higher high, higher low than the prior month. It's doing a retracement from this huge till. We'll see if we make it all the way to the top, folks. But again, we're already at the all-time highs from many years ago. Possibly gunning up to that 125. Yeah, I'm bullish bias, and I've been mentioning often, we'll be doing bull put spreads down here. Make monthly income. We didn't take out that swing low neither there. Nope, extremely bullish. Look at all these green months. Let's look at natural gas. Strong like bull. Look at that. All-time new high. So for the month, made a higher high, higher low than the prior month. Wow, strong like bull. Already labeled the top wick and the bottom wick, these horizontal gray areas. And we're in that range. Yep. Again, commodities are strong this year. Bullish bias. Outstanding. Let's go on to the next set of commodities, which is the metals. Start off with gold first. And I'm going to go through the metals and see if you understand what's going on here with correlation. One reason people buy metals, invest in metals, specifically gold, is if they feel that's a safe haven investment. Yeah, it has other purposes too, from industrial, storage. The point is, you'll see the correlation momentarily. You might have a lot of people doing snake oil, selling gold to you as a pump and dump. The physical gold, the coins. I'm not talking about the trading of financial instruments in the equity market or futures market. So be concerned if you're seeing advertisement for gold coins, because they're marking them up above the value of the metal itself. But charts don't lie. For the month, we made a lower high, lower low. Again, this is gold futures. We're not talking about gold mining stocks. That could perform differently. We're talking about the gold futures. So we took down, went into the midpoint of this prior candle here, tested it, broke below it, traded below it, rejected it, and closed above it. That's very good. We also tested this bottom of this big candle, which we was expecting, and rejected it. Okay, showing all that big tail on the bottom meant buyers stepping in on the gold for that period of time. Let's update this. Just meant that that's a demand zone and buyers stepped in it. Buyers stepped in there, but we still made a lower high, lower low. So it's not bullish as well as other financial instruments. Yeah, did a deep retracement and the trend is still down. Higher low, lower low. Trend is still down. That could mean there's not as much fear to want to be buying gold. Maybe against people expecting the equity market to turn around and go back higher. Maybe that's where the money's rotating to. That being said, one should expect this may do a retracement a little bit more, but have a continual momentum to go lower low. The fear is not in yet. So what could cause this could go down more? Well, I just mentioned maybe it's short-term bullish in the equity market, but I expect to be more flushes in the equity market in the future, which would turn this around at some point to the upside. Silver, same thing. Look at that. Silver on the monthly candles. Lower high, lower low, broke below this demand zone, and buyers stepped in here, the huge wick. Look at here also on gold this year. Here's the high of this year, gold. And we didn't take out the high of prior years. Even though it's bullish this year or a lot of volatility, it's not as a big demand as it was prior years all the way back here. Huge trend. Look at that huge trend years back in gold on the monthly. Where here it's mostly a lot of chop, whipsaw. And looking at silver for the past 3 years, huge consolidation, where again, it's at the lows, the buying opportunity. So if you're bullish metals, silver, maybe consider buying down here. Why would you want to buy up at these highs? Because look at this lower high, lower high, lower high. The trend is down in silver. But this could be the opportunity. So you could buy one position, a tiny position on silver. If you don't want to trade the futures, there's a stock ETF called SLF, Sierra Lima SLF, Sierra Lima Victor, yeah, stock symbol, stock ETF silver, yeah, struggles real vocabulary. On platinum, here's a high for years ago. Here we are now. Let's zoom in. Look, high of last year, high this year. Momentum's down, but now it's in a demand zone where buyers are stepping in. But notice here we formed an inside candle, even more indecision, with a huge wick on top. So use caution again. This could just have a minor retracement and roll over harder. Nah, it's not all going into cryptocurrency either. Maybe they're buying NFTs. Yeah, maybe that's what's best. The old pump and dump at cryptocurrencies is now in NFT pump and dump. And copper, very important industrial use copper. Higher this year, which is outstanding because look, we made a higher in copper this year than many other metals. And current momentum is trend down, lower high, lower low. In this area, there's a demand zone. I already did the, on the big tail, demand zone stepped in. There's also stock ETFs that you could buy of copper. And let's go here, zoom in so you can look at all these metals and notice a correlation. Big trend down for gold. Big trend down for silver. Yep. Those two mostly traded metals, where you have platinum inside candle bar. The trend ended. It's more consolidation. So again, that's showing potential bottoming where these trends are still down. Yeah, this could still go lower, but look, inside candle, interesting. And then when you're looking here at the copper, huge consolidation going on for a while. We'll see how things turn around here. Where most people, again, typically gravitate to trading gold, there are other metals and opportunities to make money. Go to the agricultural products, the grains, the livestock. Again, each candle's a month. First, we'll start off with corn futures, /Zulu Charlie. Inside candle for the month, indecision. Really interesting. We did a huge momentum to the upside into the swing high all the way up here years ago. Huge till. Made this zone off that. Last month, we went in it and closed in it. That's good. So now, because it's inside candle, it's a solid body, which is equivalent to a red candle. Use caution here. Probability is that it's bullish bias. Has the potential to go to the upside. Let's label this. And look for that break. If it breaks out to the upside, one consider trading long. Versus if it breaks down to the downside, one consider selling short. Yep, right there on the monthly time frame. Set alerts to the high and low. And then on the faster time frames where it breaks out, potential trades. Very interesting. Again, the inside candle on the higher time frame is very powerful, very powerful. Wheat /Zulu whiskey. Highs for current month made a higher high, higher low than the prior month. Broke above this inside candle, which I mentioned compared to the other one. So if you did that, set alert on the high there and there, when it broke above here this month, you could have been buying it and making a lot of money to the upside. Higher time frame, very powerful tool. Just learn how to navigate, which most people don't take the time to do. Back testing. Yep. So one would expect, yeah, we're going to stay high for most of the year. That has a huge effect. And soybean, symbol / Zulu Sierra. It's in a consolidation here. Also inside candle for the month, huge wick on the bottom. And still didn't fully test this midpoint. Again, it's looking bullish bias up here. Huge agricultural product, really important. Okay, now we go to the cattle, live cattle, lean live cattle, / Lima Echo. See this yellow horizontal line? In the past, it was a supply zone, broke above it, became a demand zone, broke below it, became a supply zone. Well, we broke below it again. So now the top of it is a supply zone. So I'll relabel it. Because that's where the sellers are. So broke below, oops. Yep, let's do this again. There we go. So while it stays below that, is above line is supply zone, sellers. It's also in this key area, the zone, just shy of going inside of that area. So we'll see how that performs, excuse me. Don't forget the cost of cattle is much higher than the poultry, hog. So not surprised with inflation, that may be one place where people are less purchasing for staples of foods. Feeder cattle. Yep. They use cattle for feeding. Symbol / Golf Foxtrot. Huge consolidation. Overlapping since last year. But again, still bullish, way above these lows. It's not selling off yet. Nope. But it's not at the all-time high neither. And lean hog / Hotel Echo. Inside candle for the month. Look at all these big wicks on the bottom. A lot of buyers stepping in their demand zone. And here, that huge wick potential getting retested to the upside. Strong, yep. And look at this forming too. So you could look here from this point on there, retracement up, it's forming a letter M. So you have W's and M's. And W could be considered potentially a bearish. And so if this breaks down on this candle, breaks down lower below there, come next month, one would expect it possibly continue going down to the M. And if it takes out the swing low, well, it's even more bearish. Yeah. Where I showed you, we had W patterns on the S&P 500 in yesterday's video I released. Also in the Nasdaq one, which I used to trade bullish during the week. It was very nice. Many thanks for watching.